Okay, good morning. We are going to do the video today as our in-class assignment and our notes all together in one. So you're going to get a handout and you're going to get a nutrition label from me, and we're going to go through this website. But before we do that, I want you to start on your warm-up, which says, learning to read food labels can help you maintain a healthy weight. Think about a diet that you've heard of, especially ones that promise you will lose weight in a short period of time. Make a list of those diets in your notebook. So as you think about those diets, there are all different kinds of diets. The reason I want you to do this is because when you talk about being able to lose weight, or not even lose weight, be healthy, the best way to do that is to maintain a diet where you are not consuming too many calories, not consuming too much fat, not consuming too much sugar. You want to balance that with exercise. So the more calories you consume, the more exercise you have to do to burn those calories off. And no fad diet is going to fix that problem. No, oh, I'm just gonna give up all of this, or I'm gonna drink only these things. You might lose weight, but chances are very likely that you're going to gain it back, because that's not a lifestyle. That's not a habit. That's something that you do just quickly to try to lose weight, and then you go back to your old habits and that weight comes back. And that it's not just that the weight comes back, it's that those unhealthy behaviors come back. So learning how to read these food labels today is super important, because it'll help you maintain for life a good balance of taking in the right amount of nutrients, but still enjoying the food that you're eating, okay? Besides this, there are a few other notes, and I'm just gonna put them on here. And it's how to lose weight in a healthy way. So you, number one says drink water every day. Water helps you hydrate, makes you feel full, and has 0 calories. Eat a nutrient-rich breakfast. It is important to eat breakfast. It doesn't need to be huge. An apple, a banana, something quick that you can grab out the door is fine. An egg sandwich would be good. There's all kinds of really good breakfast options. Oatmeal is a really good one. Be aware of portion sizes. Most people eat more than they need, and that is going to be part of our wrap-up today, and you're going to look through a little slideshow about portion sizes, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that at the end of this video. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables and plenty of whole grains. So those are the things that fill you up. Those are the things that gives your body the nutrients that it needs to grow. Whole grains make you feel full. Fruits and vegetables help make you feel full. And they're filled with all kinds of excellent nutrients, vitamins and minerals. Cut down on foods high in added sugar and fat. A, they don't really fill you up. B, they're that empty calorie that we talked about. So you really want to try to avoid that. 6 is eat small, well-balanced meals using your MyPlate as a guide. They talk about maybe even reducing the size of a plate that you eat on, because when your plate is full, you feel like you have enough food. And if you're using a gigantic plate and filling it up, you're consuming a lot more calories. If you switch to a smaller size plate and fill it up, it still feels like you have a lot of food, but you're not eating all the extra, okay? And most importantly, increase your daily activity. Okay, there is going to be a wrap-up today, but I want you to go through this this worksheet that we have and this website that we're going to go to, which is right here. You don't need to go to it. I'm going to go through it on the video. So that you'll take the quiz after you finish, and then you'll come back and do these wrap-up questions, and I might post those separately for you to do the wrap-up questions in a little bit. Okay? All right. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to your nutrition label sheet. You are also going to get a nutrition label, and I am just going to use the box that I have. You guys will actually get a handout of one as we go through this. So on the website, it says start here, and that is the servings and serving sizes per container. So your nutrition label, in case you didn't know, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this, looks like this. So number 1 says start here. You have serving sizes and servings per container. So if you look at your label, I'm showing you on mine, okay, there's about 12 servings per container, and the serving size is 28 crackers. And I wanted to show you, that's 28 crackers, okay? That is a serving size. So this is really not very much. I mean, this is a small plate. It basically fits in my hand here. So that is 1 serving size. If you were to reach into the box and grab out 1 handful, that would be a serving size. So that's when you think about it, that's how many calories and things that we're going to be looking at. Okay, 28 crackers was the serving size. So on your paper, find what's the serving size of your product and how many servings per container are there. There might only be 1, and that's okay. Why do you think it's important to know what the serving size is and how many serving sizes there are total, right? It's important because if there's more than 1 serving size in your product and you're eating the entire box, you might think, oh, this is only 150 calories. Well, you ate 3 servings, so it's 450 calories. So it's important to know how much you're actually consuming and how many calories and fat grams you are actually going through. So like, as this kind of tells you here on the website, pay attention to the serving size, especially how many servings there are in the food package. Then ask yourself, how many servings am I consuming? A half, a whole, or more? Okay, so it really changes the impact of that food on your body when you're consuming more than 1 of the, more than 1 serving of the product. Okay, so part 2 says check the calories. That's up top. This product that on there says 250 calories and calories from fat is 110. So you can come to your label. This calories is nice and big on here. So for 1 serving of 28 crackers, my product has 150 calories. It does not tell me how many calories from fat it has on there. Some products will, some products won't. And we'll talk about how you can find that here in just a minute. So how many calories are in your product? How many calories from fat? If it's not listed, then skip it for right now and we'll go down to this next one. A general guideline to calories: 40 calories in a serving would be considered low. 100 calories per serving is considered moderate. 400 calories or more is considered high. So if you're getting into the 200 range, you're on the high end of moderate. Okay, 250 on the high end. 300, it's definitely creeping up to what would be considered a very high number. Okay. Based on the guidelines above, is 1 serving of your product low, moderate, or high in calories? So if I look at mine would be considered in the moderate area, okay, 150 calories. All right, you can figure out your macronutrients based on the number of grams. There's 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates, 4 calories per gram of protein, and 9 calories per gram of fat. So if I look at my total fat, I have 8 grams. So to figure out the number of calories, I need to multiply that by 9, which gives me 72. So when I come back, I have 72 calories from fat, which is kind of high. So do that again for carbohydrates and protein. So I have my total carbohydrates is 18. If I multiply that by 4, I'm also talking 72. And then my protein, I have 2 grams of protein. Multiply that by 4, I'm talking 8. So that's not very many calories from protein. So so that's where you can figure that out right there. And that helps you figure out what your product is most high in. So obviously mine is the highest in fat and carbohydrates.
To the flag
List,
of the United States
limit
of
these
America,
nutrients.
and to the republic
Health experts recommend
for
that you
which
keep your
it
intake of
stands,
fat, saturated
one
fat,
nation,
trans fat, and cholesterol
under
as low
God,
as possible as part of a
indivisible,
nutritionally
with
balanced
liberty
diet.
and justice
So how much fat
for
does your
all.
product have? So going back to your nutrition label,
Just a quick
your-
reminder, teachers, please send your ADM
right here,
reports down to the office.
okay,
or we
8
will
grams of
pick
fat
them
in
up
mine.
within the next half hour. Thank you.
Saturated fat, you can look right below fat. It'll tell you how much saturated fat. Mine has 1 gram, so I'd write that down. How much cholesterol does my product have? My product has 0 grams of cholesterol, so you can put that on there. And how much sodium? Sodium, remember, is salt. So you're looking at your thing, and right here, 230 milligrams, okay? Sometimes it's hard to know if a product that you're eating is high or low in something, and that's where those percents on the side will come into play, and we will talk about those in just a minute. Okay, so we're moving on to the back side of our paper, and it's saying get enough of these vitamins and minerals. Eating enough of these nutrients can improve your health and help reduce the risk of some diseases and conditions. How much of these essential nutrients does your product have? So if you're going through your essential, okay, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, iron, and fiber, those can mostly be found down here at the bottom, except for fiber will be listed under your total amount of carbohydrates, okay? So I have less than 1 gram, and I have basically none. I have 1.1 milligram of iron, and that is it as far as my essentials. So not very good on the essentials. Okay, understanding the footnote at the bottom of the nutrition facts label. This footnote doesn't change from product to product because it shows recommended dietary advice for all Americans. It's not about a specific food product, okay? It's about all the products, okay? What's good for all Americans. DVs is short for daily values, so if you see that. These recommendations tell you how much of each nutrient you should consume per day for a 2,000 or a 2,500 calorie diet. So as a teenager or as a growing individual, you're shooting for about 2,500 calories per day. Adult males who are active would shoot for about 2,500 calories per day. Everyone else is going to be in about that 2,000 calorie zone. So that's why those are on there. Those are the 2 most commonly used calorie zones. Okay, and the percentage is going to tell you how big of a percentage is that taking up of what you can have, the 100% of that nutrient for the day. Okay, so if you're looking, these are just common for all Americans. Okay, based on a 2,000 calorie diet, how much should you consume of the following? So if you are looking at this here, so let me scroll down on the website. So right here, based on a 2,000 calorie diet, the daily value for fat, the total you should get in a day is 65 grams. Okay, saturated fat, so they're saying you should have, the goal is to have less than 65 grams, less than 20 grams of saturated fat, less than 300 milligrams of cholesterol, less than 2,400 milligrams of sodium, and at minimum 300 grams of total carbohydrates. That's at least, you maybe want to have more, and a minimum of 25 grams of fiber. Okay, so those are your the values, and that's what all Americans would go by. Okay, so now you're going to look at your product, and we're going to check on these percentages. So you're looking at these, whoopsie, wrong way. You're looking now at these percentages over here on the side. This is your percent daily value, your percent DVs. All right, what percentage are you getting from this product? Okay, so what percent of DV does your product have on the following? And there's a bunch on here. This guy tells you that 5% DV or less is low for all nutrients, those that you want to limit, like fat, saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium. For those that you want to consume in greater amounts, fiber, calcium, vitamins, etc., as the quick guide shows, 20% DV or more is high for all nutrients. So you want to have closer to that for those. Okay, my product, if I'm looking fat, saturated fat, cholesterol, all of these things, it's all right here. So 10% if I only have 1 serving of fat. If I had 2 servings, it's 20%. Saturated fat, I'm already talking 8%. That's just 2 servings of just these crackers. Okay, so maybe not the most healthy. Sodium, 10% of the amount of salt that I can intake in a day. And that's just 1 serving. Remember, 28 tiny little crackers. It's not a lot. So you need to be careful with that, okay? All right, I was late making my video today and people are already here. So fill that out. And then on our ingredient list, okay, you have questions. The ingredients are listed in order of the thing that's most in your product. So this one has the most of enriched flour, okay? Go back and look at some other names for sugar, and I might post those on here so that you know what they are, and see how many times sugar is listed in your product. How many different ways do they list sugar, and how much sugar is probably actually in your product. And then write those other names down for sugar on your thing, okay? At the end, you are doing 3 to 5 sentences of if you think your product is healthy or unhealthy, and you're telling me why. Can you hear yourselves out there? You're being ridiculous. All right, you have the portions to look at for your wrap-up questions today. Don't forget to take your quiz, and then you have the rest of the class time to work on your assignments. All right, guys, bye.